Hi you guys, it's Malazea. You may or may not have seen this video. I've been pregnant with 6 boys for 7 years. You may know me from the video. You may have saw it on Snapchat, YouTube, Facebook. It was posted everywhere. I'm very grateful for the opportunity. And I just wanted to kind of make a response video because we have been receiving a handful of very negative and maybe uninformative comments. Not to say that I will be addressing anything because I just don't have the time and energy to try to convince someone who thinks they know our life based off of a 9-minute video. People are entitled to their opinions, but for the ones who may be curious about our life and the way we operate, this video is for you. So one of the main things that I saw people commenting or asking or even assuming is that me and my husband does not have the capability of supporting our children emotionally, just bonding with them, or being able to connect with all 6 of them because there's only 2 of us. I'm sure a lot of moms who have 4 or more children receive comments like this or questions like this. I've had people in the comments calling me selfish for bringing more children into the world because they believe that I cannot give them all the time and attention that they need. This is such a big myth and a big lie. I'm not saying that there's mothers out here that don't do that because I'm sure it happens and it's very sad, but I can't speak for my family and say that that is not the case here. I even had one comment where they were saying even if I used every day of the week, there's no way. I'm just very confused as to how people get this assumption because I don't understand how you could not love and support your children no matter what the number is. I give my all to my children. Anytime any one of them need me, I step in and I'm there for them emotionally, whether they need me just for venting, talking, playing. We play together a lot. And I spend so much time with my children. That's literally what 95% of my time is spent with them, hence me being a stay-at-home mom. I could understand, if I was working, not knocking the working moms, how it would be perceived if I was going to a job all day and I came home tired and I didn't have it in me to give any time or attention to my children. But being that my husband allows me to be a stay-at-home mom, I am able to spend a lot of quality time with my children throughout the day. And even on the weekends, I am very family oriented and I believe wholeheartedly that families should have time together, bonding time. And I also give them time individually with me. They are very different. Each one of them will require different attention, if that makes sense. My children are not all the same. So they get different attention, different quality time with me in different ways, if that makes sense. But I do for sure spend time with all of my children. And honestly, it doesn't take a day a week. I can spend time with all of them in one day individually because that's just how I make it work. When you're a mom, you make it work. I know many who have 1 and 2 children who don't even give their children the time of day. I don't think that the number of children that you have determines, oh, you don't spend time with your children or you can't give them the time and attention they need, because there are mothers out here who only have 1 or 2 children who don't even give them the time of day. So I will say I don't think that the number of children should play a factor in that. Also, being a mother who knows your limit. I'm not just out here creating content babies and constantly pushing babies out just to do it. I know my limit. That is why, I did state that I would not have any more children. Of course, they did not put that in the video, but I said that many times that this was our last child. I think they wanted to give off the illusion that we were going to keep going, not the case. I know that 6 is definitely my max, that I'm going to give my body the rest it needs. And now I can pour all my love, time, and attention into my 6 little boys. I also saw some comments concerned where people were concerned with my health. I will say my body, I have a very healthy body. As you saw in the video, I am very holistic. I believe in natural ways and home remedies, taking care of my body. I believe that what we put in our bodies are very important. As you saw in the video, if you watched it, you'll see me saying I don't give my boys things with like dyes, artificial colors, a whole bunch of sugar. We did get a lot of backlash for that as well, but I do believe it's important for us to care for our temples. These are the bodies that God has given us, and it's important for us to care for them. With that being said, yes, I have had, a lot of pregnancies, but I do take care of my body. One thing I do want to add really quickly about my health is that also I've had no labor and delivery complications, no pregnancy complications. The first 3 pregnancies were actually very perfect. Really like set me up because my last 3 was a little more, I had more symptoms and they were more difficult. But I did not have any complications, and I had healthy big babies, carried them full term. I also wanted to say, I don't know what the difference is between birthing 6 babies and women who have 5, 6 abortions, because that happens. Oh, y'all say my body, my choice, but then y'all give backlash to the ones who want to keep their babies. Doesn't make any sense. I will say I'm not perfect. I'm not a gym girly. I don't really go to the gym. I'm not a big exerciser, but I eat lots of vegetables. I juice. I make many home cooked meals. I don't eat fast food. My children don't eat fast food. I take our health very seriously. They probably didn't mention in the video how I do not vaccinate. We don't do any vaccines. When they're sick, I do doctor's visits, just to kind of get test results. But once we get the diagnosis, I'm taking care of them. I don't do medicines. Usually, they're good within 24 hours or 48 hours of them getting a diagnosis. So when it comes to our health, I take that very seriously. I am well aware of the toll. And I'll say this. I don't believe birthing has taken a toll on my body. I do believe epidural has taken a toll on my body. Getting the epidural many times within, the span amount of time that I started having children. And that is why this time, with baby number 6, I have decided that I am not going to have any epidural, and I'm going to do a fully unmedicated birth. Just trying to go the more natural way, because God designed our bodies to do this, so we're capable of it. And that's the goal. And the option of epidural is there. I don't want to put more on myself than I can bear, but I also believe that with Christ, all things are possible, and that I will get through our birth unmedicated with no pain medication. I will say that once I realized my limit, I decided, okay, we're going to close up shop. We were not continuously having children to have a girl. I saw a few comments of people calling us delusional. Somebody said I was delusional because I had on a pink shirt. I am a pink girly through and through. Most of the things in my house that belong to me are pink. So it had nothing to do with me thinking that I was having a girl. I've seen ultrasounds of my baby many, many times, and I know for sure that he's a boy. I've seen it with all my other boys. I knew he was a boy before they told me he was a boy. But that's a story for another day. So, no, I wasn't being delusional wearing pink. I just really like pink. Yes, I do take my health seriously. I'm well aware of the toll that, the process has taken over on my body. And that is why I made the decision, after this, we're calling it quits. We're closing up shop. And I'm going to fully focus on the children that we have. The last thing that I wanted to address was the people that were concerned about my children doing chores. Someone said that I was being strict on my older boys, and then my younger baby, my toddlers, had his feet on the table. Y'all, honestly, I did not know that my child had his feet on the table. I don't even play that. I would have definitely addressed that, but it was a lot going on. The filming process, we're new to this. This is our first time being on a platform like this. So I did miss that, but it wasn't that I was just picking on my older boys. My older boys I am raising them to be husbands, not headaches. I'm raising them to be fathers and leaders. So yes, I do allow them to do chores to teach them responsibility. I'm running out of time, so I may do a part 2, but those are the comments that I wanted to first address when it comes to our episode in our life.